Hi, welcome back to another unboxing video. Today is the Final Fantasy VII Remake Deluxe Edition. I finally got it. It's over a month after it came out, and I finally have it here. And the experience of actually getting this is a doozy. So before this whole crazy shenanigans where the world basically burst into flames, I had pre-ordered this game from EB Games, which is basically our version of GameStop, and then the stores closed down, and for some reason they had no way of changing my order from pickup to deliver it. So I was basically like, that's it, like there's nothing else that could be done. Then they put on their website that they're going to call people who pre-ordered to walk you through placing another order and having it delivered, because on their website it said it was sold out, and so there's no way of just like placing an order online. They never called, go figure. And then a little bit later their website was updated again. No email or anything, letting me know that there's a change. Their website just, updated at some point saying, hey, you need to now fill out this form to get your order changed from pickup in store to delivered. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I click on the form, I fill it out, and it says you'll receive another email to go on to a second step to get it changed. So like, okay. And that email never came. And it said it could take up to 3 weeks to process the request. So overall, not impressed. And then the stores have reopened, and I got a text from one of my friends, because he received a phone call from them saying, hey, we've reopened and pre-orders are now here. But I didn't get a call, so I called them, and they said that they haven't received all the pre-orders, so I'd have to wait a few days to see if there are people who don't pick up their pre-orders, and then I could pick one up. And I was like, okay, well, it's annoying, but whatever. And then they called back like 5 minutes later saying, actually, your pre-order is here. Sure, why not? However, they never got the EB Games exclusive, which is part of the reason I pre-ordered through them, which was like a Shinra ID card that's supposed to come in a collector's tin, just something around, this size, I think. I don't know. It's annoying, and I'm not impressed with how EB Games handled this, because there's another local video game company, and I heard that they did things correctly, and they had no problem switching things over from pickup in store to deliver, or you could even do a curbside pickup and pick it up the day that the game released. And they have way fewer resources than EB Games, and they were able to handle it no problem. So I don't think I'm going to go through EB Games anymore after Cyberpunk 2077, which I've already pre-ordered through them before all this. Now, I would be much angrier at this whole thing if it hadn't been for the fact that last year during E3, I pre-ordered through Walmart the standard edition and actually got the game 2 days before it came out. Like 2 days before the official release date, I had a copy and I was able to start playing it. So I've already played through the game. I enjoyed it immensely. I'll probably talk a bit more about that afterwards, but I think, now that I've talked about the experience of getting this, it's time to actually open it up. Okay, so there it is. Let's see if I can... It's an actual unboxing experience, opening it up for the first time on camera. So how do they want you to actually open this? Because I don't want to rip it. Oh, there we go. It's got a little flap. Oh, okay, so there's the stuff, and it's filled up. Now, the main reason I wanted to get this was for the steelbook, because I am a sucker for steelbooks. I think they look really cool, and I wanted it because that's me. So what else do they have in here? They have the game in just like the standard edition case. So exactly the same as the one that I got from Walmart. That's cool. Mini soundtrack. Oh, there you go. Mini soundtrack. It has 12 songs on it. Let's see if it will focus on. It's not doing a very good job. This camera sucks. All right. Let's see if I can get this one open. Using scissors might actually be more effective. Oh, there you go. I hate these stupid sticker things. It's already like leaving residue there. That's gross. And on that side too. So there's the CD. Picture of Cloud on there. And last but not least, Deluxe Edition art book. There's, you know, oh, it's glossy. So it's got, you know, stuff about the characters, the enemies, chocobos, cactuars, moogles. Very cool. It's a fun little edition, but of course the steelbook is the main thing I really wanted. So now I've got that, and that is fun. The rest is kind of just bonus. I would have really liked to have the you know, EB Games exclusive. They said if they do end up getting them in, they'll give people a call. I'm not gonna hold my breath for that one. Yeah, that's that. So the game has very fun combat. AI companions can be a little stupid sometimes, a lot of the time. If you're not controlling them, they're probably standing around blocking instead of attacking. And Aerith, who is supposed to be kind of like a long-range magic user, seems to really like to go right up to the enemies instead of shooting them from afar. Same with Barrett. So there are some issues, but overall the game is a lot of fun. There are a lot of complaints about, you know, overzealous level design, which, you know, I can understand. A lot of the segments feel like really long hallways. And then they kind of like overstayed their welcome. But I like the characters, I like the story. I want to say that I even like the Kingdom Hearts-esque aspect that they've added without going into too much detail. If you're expecting just a straight up remake, you might be disappointed. Of course, that's kind of what I thought was going to be happening, because, you know, I know, like everyone else, you know, I didn't know going into it what it was going to do. But I liked it. I liked the controversial aspect of it. Whether or not it's going to be good in the long run, guess we'll see. But what they've done so far, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I want to talk in more detail, so I'm going to say full spoiler warning at this point. You've seen the unboxing, so if that's all you want, you can leave. If you want what I'm about to say, it's all spoilers going forward. Also spoilers for Undertale. So, Sephiroth and Aerith both seem to know about the original timeline of Final Fantasy VII, and therefore, Sephiroth is essentially just Flowey from Undertale, and Aerith is Sans from Undertale. They're both meta characters, but one is just evil, and one is good. Whether or not Aerith can, you know, kill Cloud if you betray her. Who knows? But, like, the comparison's not perfect, but it's kind of true. Essentially, what Square Enix has done is said, hey, we know that the original game exists because we made it, but this remake, we want to do something different. So there are all these, you know, whispers, as they call them, or the arbiters of fate, as another character calls them, and essentially you end up killing fate. These things are trying to preserve the original timeline. You kill them, and now anything can happen. Kind of like what J.J. Abrams did with the Star Trek reboot. Hopefully this is better than that, but it's the same kind of style. So, I liked that. I know a lot of people didn't, but I liked it. Zack is still alive. One thing that I thought would be interesting going forward for them, because I hope that they didn't do this just to save Aerith. And in a way, I kind of hope that Aerith still dies, but it doesn't have to be the same thing. I thought it would be interesting, since Zack and Aerith, you know, have a history and all, that if he accidentally kills Aerith, he's like trying to save her from Sephiroth, and he accidentally kills her. I thought that would be interesting. My friend, who's a huge fan of Zack, said, I hope that doesn't happen. But I'm sitting here going, if they do it right, could be interesting. But what they're going to do going forward, at this point, nobody knows. Because you think that, like, if you have played the original game, then you know what's going to happen. But now that they've done this, nobody knows what's going to happen. It literally says at the end, the unknown journey will continue, with, you know, emphasis on unknown. So it's definitely going to be interesting, and I hope we don't have to wait another 5 years for the next installment. You know, like, the engine's already there, the character models are already there, and I really, really hope that they already have the story in mind and that they're not making it up as they go along. But I know who's directing it, and I know that he likes to make things up as he goes along. I mean, you look at Kingdom Hearts and you go, oh, right. So, I don't know. Can't say anything, can't really judge anything until it happens. And I just hope that it's good. They did a really good job with this first part, for the most part. And I just hope it gets better. I hope it doesn't get worse. And I hope that there's not a lot of, like, timeline jumping. I hope that this was it. Like, clearly we're in a different timeline at the end of this game than what we were in at the beginning. But I hope that that's it for timeline jumping. I hope that it was just a way to, like, say, hey, here's, like, what actually happened initially, and now we're in this timeline, so something else can happen. And I hope that's it for timeline jumping. I hope that we're not going to go back and forth and whatever between timelines, because we don't need that. we don't need it. You know, fingers crossed that it's good. Overall, I liked this game, and I'm interested to see where it goes from here. I guess one more thing I will say before I leave. They listed this game as, you know, good for newcomers and fans of the original. But I'm going to say no, that's not true. If you don't know the original game, there are some aspects of this that you're not going to get. And I'm going to butcher this character's name. I know this is not how you pronounce it, but this is how I've always pronounced it, and this is how I'm going to continue to pronounce it until characters start pronouncing the name for me, and then I can start, you know, getting used to pronouncing it differently. But Cait Sith shows up randomly during the destruction of Sector 7, and I thought that was weird. And I know who Cait Sith is. Like I played the original. I know who the character is. I knew who it was as soon as I saw the character. But if you've never played Final Fantasy VII, you don't know the characters at all. And like, so they've got this scene, destruction. You know, Midgar is in chaos, Sector 7 is collapsing, you got the plate coming down, and then you randomly see this cat wearing like a scarf and a crown, and you go, the hell was that? Like, I know who the character is, and it took me out of that scene. Like just like think about it. So like this destruction, it's devastating, and then you see this cat wearing like a crown, and it's like, now I'm about to laugh. Like it was so bizarre to me, you know, like it's such a weird choice, and like I know who the character is, having played the original, and that still felt weird to me. Imagine not knowing who that character is, and you just like randomly see this cat wearing a crown, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a thing. Are we going to address it? No. Character doesn't come back at all. That's it. That's the one and only time you see the character in this game. And like, I know that, you know, probably in like a future installment, Cait Sith will be there, but in this game, it was weird. So, that was a weird choice. And so I would say for things like that, and there are probably other examples as well, you might be a little bit lost if you've never played the original. If you know nothing about the original and you just want to play this one, I mean, you can, but just know that you're not actually going to be playing Final Fantasy VII going forward. Like, this one takes the first like 5 hours or so of the game and extends it to 40 hours, and it's really good. They, you know, got the characters right. They expanded on the world of Midgar, at least. So you're gonna get, you know, you'll get a lot of enjoyment from that, but you're not going to be playing Final Fantasy VII going forward. It's going to be Final Fantasy VII in name only. Basically, it's just the characters and the world. Going forward, you will not be continuing the story of Final Fantasy VII. So if you want to play Final Fantasy VII, get one of the ports, whether you get it on Steam or PS4 or Nintendo Switch. I might be on Xbox, whatever. Get one of the ports and play through it. Even if you don't like standard JRPGs, like turn-based like games like that, there are cheats you can enable that are built into the game that make it a breeze to play through if you just want the story. So do that before playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. You'll get more out of this game if you do. And with that, I am going to go. Hope that you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Take care.